Hey you guys, it's Ty and welcome back to my channel where I help you guys stay uplifted, motivate you, and find peace amongst yourself. So if you're interested in those type of videos, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up by liking it. Make sure you leave a comment down below. And make sure you're subscribed by turning on that notification bell if you're not already, as well as follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter at Ty_guidance and on Facebook at Talks with Ty to stay up to date. And all of that beautiful information will be down in the description box below. Today is Saturday, so good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Today is 6:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you guys have enjoyed your week. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend as it's going on, as well as this month, and taking each day for what it is by reflecting and appreciating ourselves. I also want to say rest in peace to those who have lost their lives almost 20 years ago. Today is 9/11, September 11th. Even though it's 2021, we've had a historical event publicly all over that has affected many of us in our lives and to those personally close to us. So rest in peace to those who have lost anyone. Know that you will never be forgotten and that I love everybody equally. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start this video. So before we start this video, something that I like to do for those of you who are new and never seen me before is I like to look up and break down specific words or keywords that have significant value to me in the title/topic. And the reason why I like to break down these words and define them and explain them a little bit more, not only to reassure you all and to refresh your mind if you already know or are unaware of what we're talking about, but to have a better understanding on my channel, because I'm a life coach, motivational speaker, friend, peer, associate, whatever you like to describe me as. I feel like it's really important for me to give you all knowledge that can be beneficial to you, as well as understanding how knowledge is going to be applied and processed. Just because somebody tells you something does not mean they are going to have the intent to make sure you understand. And I want to advise you, as well as making sure you have that level of comprehension. So what I like to do is take a dictionary or thesaurus, rather it's a physical book, or recently what I've been using for the past couple of months is a Google definition. And like I said, look up specific words in the title for you guys to further break down. Like I said, to refresh, as well as to have a basic or general, understanding of what we're talking about, as well as how it's going to be processed. So really quickly, you guys, sorry, I'm looking at my phone because I know you're supposed to be looking at you guys. So with that being said, the words are always going to be different. It also depends off of the title, because on my channel I suggest and advise information from my personal life. I suggest and advise my experiences and my stories. And what I mean by my story is myself. I started this channel originally because mentally I used to think that I was alone and I was depressed. I suffered from anxiety, and I had to realize that I'm not alone, because physically there are millions and trillions of people like you watching this, and that mentally, the reason why I felt that I was alone was because verbally I did not have the emotional intelligence to understand how I felt. And I realized as I expressed my depression and my anxiety to you all that I'm not alone, because you all are here supporting me as well as supporting yourself. So not only did I make this channel for myself to heal my mind and to find peace amongst myself, but to let others know through my vulnerability and my experiences that you too are not alone, and that you too can learn to appreciate and love yourself. So let's go ahead and start today. For today's video, we will go over and discuss, do we control our thoughts? Do we control our thoughts? So the keywords that I'm going to look up for you guys really quickly and first talk and go over and refresh our minds are, the first word is control. Now, the word control could be used as a noun or a verb. So these are the examples of how the word control could be used as a noun. The word control is the power to influence or direct people's behavior, as well as the course of events. The word control, once again, could be used as a noun, as a group or individual, used as a standard of comparison for checking the results of a survey or experiment. So the word control has similar words, and the similar words that they use for the word control being used as a noun is jurisdiction, sway, power, and benchmark. The word jurisdiction is official power to make legal decisions and judgment. The word sway is a arithmetical movement from side to side. And the word power is a political or social authority or control, especially that is exercised by the government. The word benchmark is a standard or a point of reference against which things may be compared or assessed. So now the word control could be also used as a verb. The word control, to use as a verb, is being determined from someone's behavior or being supervised of running it. So to run. The word control could be used as a verb as well as to take into an account, to factor things that might affect results when performing on an experiment. So that's what the word control means. The second word that I am going to break down and further elaborate for you all is the word thought. It can be used as a noun or a plural noun by adding an S on the end to the word. The word thought is an idea or an opinion that is produced by thinking or occurring suddenly in the mind. The word thought is the action or process of thinking. So similar words that they have for the word thought is an idea, notion, thinking, and reasoning. An idea is a thought or suggestion as to a possible course of action. The word notion is a conception of or a belief about something. And lastly, the word thinking is the process of using one's mind to consider or reason about something. So the word reasoning is the action of thinking about something in a logical or sensible way. So do we control our thoughts? Do we control our thoughts? Do we have the power or influence to determine our behavior based off the ideas and opinions that are produced by our thoughts and mind? I'm going to start off and confirm by saying yes. Yes, we do. And this is what has helped me along my journey to understand on why and how we control our minds. We as people are just that. So we as people are going to go through life experimenting and being experienced. And when it comes to experience and experimenting life, you're going to learn. And when it comes to learning, you learn to have a level of understanding. Now, what is this understanding? Everybody and how they choose to learn is going to be based off of your environment and what you are exposed to. So geographically, where you live, what is in this area, or as well as I said or as well as what you've been exposed to. So just because you live in an area does not mean that you do not know any more or any less than other people. You start off in this area and you learn to adapt. If you travel and you go to different places, that's when you realize that you're gaining and your awareness is going to grow. And as your awareness and you gain and you realize that you're growing, you have the understanding of your exposure. So being exposed is understanding where you are, where you would like to be, and where you want to go. So because everyone is born into a certain type of environment geographically, automatically that is in your nature. Now, in order for you to grow more than what you've been exposed to, you have to experience, which is traveling or being exposed to situations, people, and things. So knowing that we control our thoughts because we as people are going to learn how to be exposed and experience life. So understanding that thinking is us taking effort to feel what we are exposed to or what is happening to us. So knowing that controlling our thoughts is a responsibility. So how can we control our thoughts to understand that they're there? Knowing that when it comes to our thoughts, our minds are going to be active. The moment we are born, our minds are active. Whether we're aware of that or it takes us the exposures and the experiences in our life to understand it. So knowing from the time you wake up, from the time you were born, from the time it took you to realize that today was September 11th, you have been exposed to a lot of thoughts. And these thoughts are going to be exposed in a reflection of what you've gone through. So knowing that every single day you're constantly thinking because you're constantly exposed, you're constantly learning, and you're constantly growing, because nobody could stay in the same position forever. Meaning, when you were a baby, when you were a baby, you were a child. In order to realize that you were a baby, in order for me to be here right now to make this video, I had to be a baby Ty. Right now, I am young lady in the transition process of becoming woman, full-blown Ty. But before I become woman, full-blown Ty, and before I realized that I was young lady Ty today, I was once baby Ty. So meaning that when I was a little baby, I did baby things. And I said that you can't stay in a position forever, because no one gets to be a baby forever, and nobody gets to be a toddler forever. Nobody gets to be a teenager forever, and that in life you grow. So position is knowing that we're going to age, and that's what I mean by position. Like that, has to be affected, and that has to help us. So understanding that every single day it's important to practice and understand that we control our thoughts, and it's a major responsibility. It's important because a lot of people naturally sometimes, and I've dealt with this before when I was younger, didn't understand on how we can control our thoughts and our minds, because they're so active and they're all over the place. And the reason why I suggest and advise learning to control your thoughts, because there are going to be some people that may try to manipulate them, abuse them, or influence them. And I've personally been around people who try to intentionally try to distract me by saying certain things, doing certain things, and it does not work. A lot of people think that they can try to understand or figure me out or throw me off, but you can't. And I'm telling you that so you can try, but you can't. And the reason why is because I control my own thoughts. That's another reason why I'm making this video. I'm only one person. Now, do I know everything? No. Do I think I'm right? No. All the time. Excuse me. Do I think I'm right all the time? No. I know that in order for me to learn something that I don't know, I have to admit and acknowledge that I am unaware. So the reason why you want to learn and control your thoughts is because your thoughts are just moments that you are feeling and been exposed to, and just a reflection of how you choose to process and react. It is important to know that our thoughts can only, be powerful or valid when we allow them to, or we encourage them to. Knowing that when you invest your intention, that's when they become real. So knowing to understand specific thoughts by understanding your emotions, because people may be easily triggered, or like I said, trigger you. They're going to be people who try to influence you. They're going to be people who try to distract you. So knowing to control your thoughts and how it affects you is really important. So do we control our thoughts? Yes. Sorry, you guys. Yes, we control our thoughts. And what I realized, what has helped me to understand to control my thoughts, was first things first, was to know that just like you, before I got to this level of awareness, I too had to physically exist as well as mentally. So knowing that everybody in life does not know everything, and that everybody in life is living their life. And for me, what I realized, what has helped me along my journey to realize to control my thoughts, is to accept things that were not welcomed. So not allowing things that did not align with my intention, with myself, with my spirit, or my energy to feel welcome. Because once again, there are people in your life, there are going to be people that you're exposed to, because everybody is not me, you guys. So, and this is another thing I realized. I'm aware that, you know, physically everyone is not me. So I come on here, I promote mental health awareness. I classify and identify myself as a life coach, motivational speaker, just talks with Ty. Ty Bold, that's me. Everyone is not Ty Bold. Everyone is not talks with Ty, meaning everyone does not have the same intention, spirit, and energy that I have to do this. So knowing who you are is another thing that's going to allow you to realize how your thoughts are affecting you and that you're responsible for them. Once again, I had to realize that everyone is not me. So everyone does not have the same intention or agenda to have the same energy or the same spirit to do what I'm doing, or to even have the interest to have the same feeling or emotion about life or reality by their behavior and their character. So knowing that when I see people who do not have the same values in life as me, or similarities of what I feel and what I think I want for myself, to no longer allow them. So for example, I personally have mentors. And what I mean by mentors is mentors in what I'm doing. So for example, there are going to be people who try to say things to you who are not aligned with your energy or your spirit. You may think they are because you're used to being around people, and people, it takes a while to know who people are if you don't know them already. People show themselves and explain themselves through their behavior and your actions. So understand that just because somebody shows up in your life and just because somebody is there does not mean that they are for you. And what I realized was helped me along my journey was to start to pay attention to what I said, what I do, and what I react, and how other people around me, because a lot of people really tried their best to disturb my peace and my presence. And this is why I'm here making this video, to let you know that you are responsible and you control your thoughts, and focusing on what aligns with who you are and what you want to be. So of course, like I said, I'm 24. I had lived my life. It took me 20 years, because I will say that my level of consciousness has expanded ever since I've turned 20. And there's a reason why. And as this month goes on in the rest of the years, I will explain why. But when I turned 20 years old, my life shifted. It shifted like crazy. And I didn't understand why my life was starting to shift. So up until 20 years old, I had a decent life. I was regular civilian, regular American, middle class child. Okay. So with that being said, when you are experiencing life, you're going to learn. And as you learn, you're going to make decisions, and your decisions may be good or they may be bad. So knowing that, learning to understand who you are and where you were and what you no longer want to do, and that you're living and that you're growing, is going to help you understand how to control your thoughts. Because I didn't always just know what to say or just know what to do or just realized who I was and what I wanted to do and how I was going to be affecting society as well as myself. And taking the time to focus on what I wanted instead of being worried about the things that I don't want. Like, it's easier for people to complain than it is to actually work. So what I realized when it comes to controlling your thoughts is to write down your thoughts or surround yourself with positive people. And this is important. This is valuable. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I unintentionally and intentionally sometimes would surround myself with people who did not align with my spirit and my energy. And in the end, for me, I was always shown why I did not need to be around certain people. I'm not better than anybody, and none of you all are better than me. I'm telling you that you're not. So with that being said, for me to realize why you surround yourself with positive people and like-minded people, because because they're not you, are not going to have the same interests and the same intent as you. And I'm saying that because when people are unaware of themselves or are not happy with themselves and they see that you're comfortable with your thoughts and your reality, they are going to try any and everything they can to turn that down, because they're not happy of themselves. They're not aware of themselves. They may not have the effort to apply themselves. And it's not to say that they couldn't, because everybody in this world has the ability to do so. Now, is everybody going to? No, everyone is not. Everybody in life is not going to understand their awareness. They're not. But for those of you who choose, to know that it's a choice and that it's important to surround yourself and write down your thoughts, because when you hang around people, when you talk and say things that do not align with you, you're causing yourself to be distracted, which is causing you to not be focused or aware. And the more distracted and the more unaware you are, the more common it is for you to be destroyed, to self-destruct, or for people to try to challenge you, manipulate you. And when you don't have control of your thoughts, that's when something or somebody can just think they can creep up and distract you. And when you're distracted, you no longer see the value in yourself and no longer can feel appreciated or worthy or find peace amongst yourself. But me, you guys, I've had to, like I said, learn and grow and experience. And as you learn and grow and experience, you realize how things affect you. It may not be immediately, but you realize how situations affect you, and you realize, you understand where they're going to take you. And you realize and you understand how and what you should or should not be doing that helps you get to where you need to be. Everybody does not have the same ticket in life. Everybody does not have the same road in life. So what does that mean? The rocket ship I'm on right now is just for me. Nobody else is in my rocket ship. The rocket ship that you're in, or it may be a bus or a car, is not the same road and destination that I have for myself. Meaning, we are our own people. Nobody else could be me. Nobody else could try to be me. People can copy, but people fail to realize that copying means you're not the original. I am the original of my life. You are the original of your life. So understanding your thoughts helps you focus and remember yourself as well as your intentions. So controlling your thoughts is important because you want to be able to change your perspective. You want to be able to focus. You want to be able to be aware and understand how strong you are. And when it comes to your mental health, when it comes to finding yourself, when it comes to finding peace, knowing that how we feel is how we think. And what we think is what we project. Thinking and knowing are two different things. You can think something and you can know something, you can also feel something. That's why it's important to reflect and to really hang around people who have the same similar spirit and interests and values with you. Stop hanging around people. And like I said, every single time I hung around people who didn't, it ended up coming back in my face like a reminder. Because it's disrespectful. I used to hang around people, certain people. There were some people I used to hang around, and I was just myself, meaning my own person. And once again, some people who are aware of that, who were, like I said, were not comfortable with themselves, they tried to say and do things to throw me off so I wouldn't be so comfortable, not knowing that I'm me. Sorry, you may not know who you are, but I am me. And like I said, people only do that because they're not comfortable with yourself. And then you're going to have some people who say bad things. And you fail to realize your energy that you give to people, your thoughts, is very, very important, because that's a part of our lives. And in order to heal, in order to grow, in order to think, that needs to be protected. That needs to be guarded. Nobody gets to tell you how to think and feel and what you should think and should feel. How do I know? Because nobody gets to tell me how I need to think or how I feel, if it is not uplifting me, motivating me, financing me, aligning with my goals and my intentions in my life. So I suggest and advise you all understand and you start practicing the same. Do we control our thoughts? Yes, we control our thoughts. Your thoughts are projections of what you've been exposed to consciously and subconsciously in life. So what I suggest and advise is learning to pay attention to your environment. Pay attention to the people you have in your corner. Me personally, I removed people that did not need to be in my life. I didn't lose a friend. I've never lost a friend. I've never had a real one, like a real genuine friend. You don't lose people who have value to you. You just uncover and reveal your enemies or people who are against you. And the reason why I'm saying enemies, because I don't have intentional enemies, but there are people who are going to be jealous or not appreciate you, so they're considered that. So people that don't appreciate you, that's the word for it, is enemies. Like, I don't go on my way making enemies, but there are going to be people who, like I said, are not comfortable with themselves, so they're going to try and say certain things. That's why it's important to practice daily, to learn to forgive yourself, to understand who you are, and to take each day for what it is. We control our thoughts. Practice daily. Pay attention to who you're surrounding with. Pay attention to what people say to you, how they act around you. Is it genuine? Do they have your best interests? Do they care? Or do they get mad? Do they try to sit here and throw shade towards you? Do they throw shade towards you when they speak and then say they're just joking? Do they try to say certain things to you and you feel like they're talking about you, but it's disguised? Those are not people you want to be around, because like I said, there are people who are so wicked and so ill amongst themselves, not comfortable with themselves, that they will really try to make you think that you're not good, you're not valuable, that you're not existing or even relevant, and that's not true. The purpose of this life is to do what works for you. Learn to control your thoughts. Control yourself. How you react and respond to situations is just a reflection of how you are as a person. Decide what is worth your time and energy. Decide what is worth you doing and what is not doing. Start to have some boundaries. Start to respect yourself. Learn from your mistakes and know that they are mistakes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the rest of this month, because this year, you guys, is going to get interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, make sure you guys follow me on my Instagram, my Twitter at Ty_Guidance, and on Facebook at Talks with Time. Until next time, peace.